Hi, Emile.
Hey,
My
Laura.
fellow from 2008. My name's
Correct.
Lori Foreman, and I'm going to interview Emile. Emile, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us what class you're from and the type of work that you do.
Well, my name's EmileWilson. I'm a native of Mobile, Alabama. I kind of grew up between Mobile, Alabama, and New Orleans, Louisiana. I have been a fellow since 2008. I'm in the class of 2008. Currently, when I was a fellow, received my fellowship, I worked with the homeless, the Housing Now, which is a homeless coalition of different agencies that put people in housing after Hurricane Katrina. Currently, I'm working at the Mobile County Metro Jail, where I am the Assistant Director of Mental Health, where I do mental health type services for inmates who are incarcerated at the Mobile County Metro Jail. The Mobile County Metro Jail is a county jail which houses inmates from throughout the county of Mobile.
And what drove you to do the work that you're doing? What did you do prior to the fellowship, and what's your educational background?
Well, I went to, going back, I went to Xavier University of Louisiana in New Orleans, and actually that's where I received my undergraduate degree, and my graduate degree I received in education from the University of South Alabama in Mobile. I've always had a inclination to work in community work within whatever situation that I was in or wherever I was living. Starting off in New Orleans, I worked with the Volunteers of America, with people who were in the New Orleans site, and people who were mentally ill, and in transitional housing. I've also done some work with people who are mentally retarded. I've done some work with people who are, I've worked with children before also. I've done a whole lot across the gamut. I've also done some work with ACORN, the Association of Community Organizations for Reform Now. I worked at one time as the editor of the Louisiana ACORN News. So in my 35, 40 years of employment, I've been doing a lot of work with social work type stuff. Yeah.
And I think that that's a vital part. It is a vital part of society because, we have so many people that fall through the cracks have needs. And, until you're out in that realm to see and identify what's lacking, people don't realize.
Right, and that's what I've always kind of seen myself as one who will rescue those who have fallen through the cracks.
Exactly.
And it's been a bumpy ride, but it's been. I can't say that it's none of this work is financially fulfilling.
No, it is not.
But it is fulfilling in a human. It makes me feel good inside as far as I've done something to help somebody else.
And I think probably you identify with me in, saying that these populations are vulnerable, the downtrodden, the elderly, the children, and, just like the Humane Society deals with animals who cannot defend themselves.
Yes.
And if we don't have people like ourselves carrying the ball to do something to rectify the problems, nobody will do it.
Nobody will do it, especially now in this whole
cynicism we have.
Cynicism, and the state where Alabama is a very conservative state.
Louisiana also.
And I know Louisiana also, but it's the whole region that we're living in.
And budget cuts.
It's just everything is going against us. But I think the community and individuals out within our communities need people like us to carry the torch. Because if it wasn't for us, I don't know what would happen. And I'm not trying to.
No, but it's true.
Trying to build myself up or build the work up that I do, but I feel that
it is very important.
It's very important, and it's very important within our communities.
So what is your intent once your fellowship, when does your fellowship conclude?
My fellowship actually ended May 28th, which was last week. I actually, to be honest with you, I actually came out of my sponsoring organization and went to the jail to work before my fellowship ended.
Okay.
Because I'm 50 years old. There was a job available, and I didn't want to see myself pounding the pavement, resume in hand, because there are not many jobs available that do the kind of work that I do. And if I was younger, it would be different. But I have a family. I have two daughters, young children, and a mortgage. Everything that comes with living, I have that, and so it's not like I'm just very young to the movement.
Yeah. So your intent is to remain with the program that you're working on.
Yeah, and what I'm looking for in the future is I won't be at the jail forever because it's very, very intense work. But I do intend to apply for another position at a community college in Mobile as an adjunct professor in psychology.
Terrific.
So I'm looking to do that, and maybe sometime in the future go back to graduate school and get another degree, because I see myself teaching for the rest of my career. I see myself in a classroom teaching, probably at a junior college or college level.
So, in your opinion, New Voices has really, really enriched your life?
So much so that I can hardly even imagine. I'm always accustomed and always look for new experiences. And sometimes when you're out in the trenches doing the kind of work that we do, you don't get any feedback from anybody.
And you can't afford to make those changes and try.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly. So I'm so glad that New Voices offered me the opportunity to not only get the feedback from other people that do the kind of work that I do, but the side to it is that they've enriched my life as far as traveling.
Oh, yeah.
When we went to
and
Washington.
And
the networking.
Yes.
And working with, as a lobbyist. I was a lobbyist on Capitol Hill, which I've done in the past. So it's been pretty good.
So that's great. So we're just going to go ahead and call it a wrap. And
it's a wrap. And Lori, thank you for everything. You were so sweet.
My best buddy in this world. I love you, Ron.
I love you so much.
Emile, and you take care.
All right. Bye-bye.